Your life is about to bloom, my friend. I want to give you a message for today that may inspire you to focus on what is navigating you through these interesting times. As yesterday I've shared with you a video about the new moon coming up tomorrow. We have really interesting energy supporting the evolution when it comes to improvement of parts of ourselves that may help us to become who we came here to be. As we're all on different levels, each of us is walking a unique path that was designed by us, for us, to learn, to grow, to expand, and to give, to share, to create. And as we're moving on those different paths, we may find ourselves here and there being lost due to confusion of external world, due to distraction by everything that's coming across of our awareness. I want to remind you that something I've shared with you before, as due to these present energies, everything you've learned until now is now being ready to put precisely into action, to transform your knowledge into actual goals, acts, and habits. And nature will help you to stay grounded during this transformative phase. So don't forget to follow that inner calling when you feel to go outside into the nature, to go into the forest, to go near to the river or ocean or whatever may help you. I've spent so much time today close to the river, a place that I really love and helps me to ground myself, and the white sound of the water is really helpful when it comes to calming our nervous system, calming our minds, and we can use those natural tools for channeling the whatever unpleasant sensations that may be awakened because of certain triggers, as we're all making certain changes and we're learning new things every single day, and we're letting go of whatever we may recognize that is not supporting our growth anymore. And all of those things may be a bit unpleasant for the part of us that runs under programs, the automatic part of us, the subconscious part of us. So sometimes when we're doing this work, we may feel overwhelmed by everything that's happening within our system as we're healing and transforming and moving forward and keeping up and living our lives and taking care of our families and making money and all kinds of different things we find ourselves like we have to do. And sometimes it's just too much for our system and it feels overwhelming. And because of this Virgo's energy that is kind of enthusiastic when it comes to self-growth, when it comes to expansion of our capabilities and knowledge and wisdom, and it's quite detail oriented. Because of this energy, sometimes people feel like they're not doing enough, or they are not enough, or there's always something more to learn, or there's always something more to acquire. And we have to be really careful when it comes to that, because one of our most important senses is the sense of balance. And I don't mean with that sense to keep your life in balance, but rather to become aware of the balance. Like, when you're standing on one leg, something that is usually practiced in yoga. These different poses are not just to make you more aware of how to use your muscles, but rather to become more aware of the sense of balance within your body. Because when we do too much of something, the same sense that is trained when, for example, we stand on one leg will be experienced as we go out of balance. It will become overwhelmed. It will start reminding us that something is off. And usually we experience a sense of incoherent energy in a certain part of our bodies. So when you experience a sense of tension in a certain area of your body, it's just a reminder that a part of your life went out of balance, and then nature will help you to recognize what part of your life went out of balance. Have you given too much of yourself to somebody? Have you doing too much of something for yourself or for somebody else? Were you thinking too much? Were you not doing enough? Right? Were you maybe reading too much but not implementing enough? Or were you implementing too much but not learning anything new? All kinds of things may put us out of this natural balance, and we just have to recognize to notice where is the middle point, just to ground ourselves, to channel this incoherent energy, if possible, into the earth, and recognize how this inner stability feels like. Just pay attention to it and notice how it feels like, so we can remember this state, so we can recognize at what point of your day you lose it, and then start reflecting on what makes you feel like you have to get out of this state. Sometimes we do it unconsciously, sometimes something at our jobs may happen, sometimes something in our family meetings or family time, something happens that pulls us out of this state, and we easily start blaming that other person that we've lost this state of stability. But it was never someone else but our own incapability of staying in this state during different times of the day. And it's all about awareness. So the first thing I want to remind you for today is to take a moment to reflect on how much your life has changed this year, and pay attention to the circumstances surrounding these changes. What actions have you taken to reach this point? This will remind you of your capabilities. It's really easy to forget that you've been the driving force behind these transformations all along. So you may notice that you've come to a certain degree of where you wanted to be. Maybe not exactly where you wanted to be, but you've moved yourself from where you've been maybe 1 year ago, and you've recognized that a certain change has happened. We easily again focus on where we wanted to be, but we're not there yet, so we feel kind of disappointed, but we don't really notice that we have changed a little bit. And it was not somebody else that changed us. It was not somebody else that pushed us to make a change. Yes, maybe there were circumstances that inspired us or kind of pushed us towards certain change. But all along, it was us. It was you who decided to apply something new in your life, and therefore you've experienced something new. It's only a reminder that can awaken within you the sense of awareness that it was you all along that caused the transformation you wanted to see. And like Ralph Waldo Emerson said so beautifully, he said that the only person you're destined to be or to become is the person you decide to be. So destiny is this tricky thing for many people. Like it was pre-written, and it was pre-written by you. And the only way to really access or achieve your destiny is to decide, right? To decide who you are intending to be. Who you are intending to be. And tomorrow, start becoming it. That is your path towards destiny. And again, you may not become exactly who you've decided to be, but along the journey you will meet experiences that will shape you into the greatest possible version you can be. That's how you meet your destiny. By deciding who you want to be, you will meet circumstances and people, an opportunity that will help you to shape yourself into the greatest version you can be. Because of our limited capacity of our conscious mind, we can only perceive what we think that is best for us according to our present knowledge, but the universe is so vast when it comes to wisdom and insights and information and anything that may be good for our transformation. So the best thing we can do is to envision who we want to be and start walking towards that version of ourselves. And during walking on this path, just stay open-minded to see whatever is finding you as a potential opportunity for you to expand yourself. Rather than judging what is happening, try to see what it is teaching you. And that is a really great approach. The second reminder I want to give you for this time is to, as I mentioned at the beginning in the introduction of this video, is to stay true. I said stay true to yourself. But what I mean by that is to stay true to the part of you that always believed in possibilities, and make sure you keep nurturing it so that it doesn't lack the necessary nourishment of love and inspiration. Stay true to the part of you that always believed in possibilities. You know that most of your day you may spend in negative thinking or limiting thinking, or you may be distracted, or you're focused on what you have to do. But at the same time, you know that the only reason you've made certain changes, the only reason you've experienced breakthroughs in your life, the only reason you've met a person of your dreams, the only reason you've achieved certain results that are really big and important to you, is because you believed in possibilities. You believe that this is it. If you're living right now with a person of your dreams, at some point in your past you believed in the possibility of this relationship. If you're running a business that was once a dream, it's only possible because you believed in that vision, right? If you've accomplished certain results in a certain sport, it's only because you believe that you can. And that part of you is always living within you, but so often we are suppressing it because of our daily responsibilities. And as we're in this Virgo season, a new moon, which is initiating a new cycle of evolution, is encouraging you to really pay more attention to that part of you that believed and believes in possibilities right at this moment. To recognize that it's much bigger than you think it is when you pay more attention to how powerful it was in the past. And nourish it firstly with love. Love that part of you that believed. Firstly, appreciate it. Notice that because you believed, you've come to the point where you are right now. And I know your critical mind may say, well, I've done something, but I could do more. And it's okay to think like that. It's okay to have aspirations. But if you're not grateful for where you are, you will never be satisfied by what you have. And without being satisfied by what you have, you will never have enough, right? So by loving the part of you that believes will help you to water it like we're watering the plants, right? It will start growing and blooming. Like I said at the beginning, your life is about to bloom as you're watering more of that part of you that believes in possibilities. And feed it with inspiration. Feed it with books that inspire you, with information that inspires you. Meditate and plug yourself to what inspires you, to higher energy. And you know how to do it because you know how inspiration feels like. Just asking yourself how inspiration feels like, you will start feeling it because your body remembers what you've experienced in the past. So you can easily tap into the energy of inspiration. And the energy of inspiration carries information that inspires, right? So when we feel the lack of inspiration, it's because we've disconnected ourselves from the energy of inspiration. It's always present, and we just have to attune ourselves to it. Sometimes books can help us, because when a book was written from this energy of inspiration, sometimes a writer can write a book out of inspiration. If you will read that book, you will feel inspired, and it will plug you to the energy. When a video is made out of inspiration, pure inspiration, by listening to it, you will feel inspired. That's what plugs you to the energy of inspiration. So you may think something interesting happened, but it's actually just physics. You've plugged yourself to a certain frequency. That's what radios does, right? You plug a radio to a certain frequency, and that's where you find certain music, certain whatever is there. So you can just plug yourself to whatever you want, and you will soon notice that most of your environment is trying you to stay plugged to something fearful, to something negative. So you have to be responsible for where you stay plugged to, right? And the third reminder I want to give you is also connected to the message of introduction of today's video. As I said, keep integrity towards your highest and wisest self. And this is something really, really important at this point. At any point, integrity towards your highest self means that deep inside you know there is a possibility to improve what requires improvement, and to become more skillful at where you require skills, and to become wiser about your weaknesses, and to be adaptable when it comes to the changes you're making, and to be resilient when it comes to your daily roadblocks. Integrity, therefore, should be turned towards the part of you that believes into who you can be. What you focus on grows. What you do consistently, you become. Right? So integrity means to, like I said before, stay true to the part of you that believes in possibility. And integrity then is walking in that strong connection with that future self that is already on the level you right now are envisioning yourself to be. There's many different patterns that are pulling you away from where you're envisioning yourself to be. But all those patterns will lose its strength as you start applying the ones that are connecting you to that future self. As you reflect on your daily habits and you recognize what are lowering your energy, you will eventually, through consistent work, notice what you need to stop doing. And you can only stop doing something if you exchange it for something else. This whole universe works on the law of exchange, which means that if you want to change a habit or reprogram a pattern, you have to change it for a better one, for a healthier one. And that's where it comes the power of education, the power of knowledge that needs to be applied. And as Virgos are eager to know, this is a great time, as I said before, to implement what you've learned. Or if you feel a need to learn something that can help you in this area. And that is something that will help you to stay or keep integrity towards your highest self, your wisest self. It lives within you, not outside of you, not above you, not somewhere there in the universe. It lives within you, because the world is mental and everything is happening within ourselves, within our own consciousness. So what we're doing, we're just raising the frequency that can help us to access the parts of us that in the past were inaccessible to us because we had no knowledge that they exist, because we've forgotten. But you're remembering because of all the information that came across your awareness, because of insights that awakened a sense of curiosity within you. And because of life's challenges, that awakened a sense of deeper seeking for something greater to appear, or to call you up so you can apply changes and actually experience what you want to experience. And at this point you may notice that you can only grow if you move through unpleasant sensations, because they may push you to do something you may feel anxious about, but actually it's because of certain untrained parts of your character that needs to be trained, and skills that needs to be acquired and shaped, so you can become better at what may be pulling you back right now. Like if you want to become a better artist, and you may feel anxious about expressing yourself through art because of the lack of skills, the only way to overcome the anxiousness is to train your skills so you can become a better artist. Because your soul wants to express itself, and maybe you're lacking tools or the right skill so you could fully express your soul. Like in the past, I had many incredible visions for my art, but every time I tried to paint them, I couldn't, because I was lacking skills for mixing colors, for painting them onto the canvas until I've learned the right skills. And now, when I have a vision, I can easily paint it because I've learned the skill. And that's what I wanted to remind you today. It's not what you don't have, but what you can learn. And it's not where you are not right now to be upset because you're not where you wanted to be, but by appreciating where you are and seeing this stage where you are right now as an important phase of your life that is teaching you how to get higher, by enjoying where you are, because it's all about enjoying where we are and finding a great meaning in what is happening in this moment. So we use the future as a field of potentials for creating our lives, but we live them in the now, we enjoy them in the now, we learn in the now, we become more skillful in the now, right? Everything is happening here. But keep expanding your imagination, keep dreaming, my friend. Keep looking into the future through your inner eye of imagination, and keep creating the life you want to live. Keep expanding your ability to believe into what is possible for yourself, because you know that it is possible. Not because I told you, not because somebody else told you, but because you know that it's possible. And the forces of this universe will support you because they support the creation, especially when it's done out of integrity and out of righteousness and love and reverence. My friends, I will leave you here. I hope you found something valuable today. I'm sending you all lots of love, blessings, and power. Thanks to everyone for supporting my art in our Etsy shop. I Draw My Passion. You're all truly appreciated. I love you all, my friends. Until next time, one love.